Sure, you mumble.
YouTube link, Facebook. There. Contractually obligated to mumble that.
You mumble. Yeah.
What? Hey.
We're live.
Ish. Here we go.
What's going on, dark judges, desperados, and dudes in dick-shaped helmets? You're listening to Cursed Earth Radio, the one and only podcast bringing Dredd to the dreadless.
Broadcasting outside the walls of Mega City 1 across the Black Atlantic in North America. I'm Cool Johnny Cool.
And this is Heavy Metal Kid. And as the record number of Cursed Earth Radio listeners pours into the chat here to join us to talk about this week's amazing prog, Douglas Morris is number one guy. First comment in the chat already. What's up?
Wiener.
We've got so much cool stuff to tell you about. And I don't even know what it is. Johnny, tell them about this week's prog.
We have chapter 2 or 3. Chapter 3 of A Honest Man with Judge Dredd, where Asher digs himself deeper and deeper. He is off his rocker, and the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Brink. Oh, Maslow's gonna get himself killed, and it might be next chapter. Hope has an in-body, out-of-body experience. Dexter, Jesus. Dexter wraps up super quick. And Fiends of the Eastern Front, I was right. It was Kane, and not Kane Kane, but Cain Kane.
Hey, and Chelsea's here, Richie's here. What happened, Johnny? You started out and you were like, in this week's episode, and then all of a sudden just went, I don't know what's going on. What the fuck's happening?
That's how I live anymore, man. I found $1 in my shorts, so things are looking up, I guess.
Oh man, leftover from your dancing gig in the evenings, I assume.
Oh, that'd be less than that, my friend.
Oh my god, yo, we've got the quad of awesome. Mac Anorak is in the chat. The four only listeners we have.
Speaking of Mac, he was giving us static about being on at 7:30. Man, we're trying our best. If you would like us on at 7:30 your time, invite us over. We'll come over.
Yeah, or donate to our Patreon over at itdoesnotexist.patreon.com.
.lonelyfan.
Yeah, if someone invited us to go over to the UK and hang out, we would go.
Yeah, we wouldn't leave.
I would record there.
Full disclosure, you'd be stuck with us. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, be ready to correct us because it's going to be a mess tonight. Not like it's not a mess every night, but.
Oh my God, Paul, SJS is in the fucking chat. What's going on, man? How is it that we go on at 7:30 and all of a sudden we have more listeners than we do when we go like a half an hour earlier? Everybody's awake over there, insomnia in the UK. So I don't know what's happening.
Maybe we permanently go to 7:30. And Chelsea, I am not going through puberty. I got the phlegm. The trees and the plants keep fucking, and all of the pollen is in the air. I'm dying a twitching death right now.
You could be going through the puberty that occurs in the retrogenesis when you get so old that you basically revert to childhood. Maybe that's where you're at right now.
Is that Benjamin Button?
Man, I hated that movie. I hate fucking Benjamin Button.
I've never seen it.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. I hate that concept. It's terrible. But we're not here to talk shit on Benjamin Button. We're here to talk shit on Dexter. Let's talk about it.
Oh, we're just jumping in? Okay.
No. Let's talk about the cover this week. I just want.
Oh, do we have any non-related bullshit to get out of the way before we plow into the prog and shove non-related bullshit in betwixt that?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I was trying to think if there's any cool 2000 AD news, but I can't necessarily think of any other than you sent me a really fucking weird link to a shirt that I wish I could have purchased, but it was like
it makes no sense.
It was Judge Death, and it said "Death to Depeche Mode," and I was like,
"It said kill motherfucking Depeche Mode."
Oh, okay.
What it was rumored the acronym KMFDM stood for, but KMFDM is just nonsense that Sasha and Ent pulled out of a bag full of newspaper clippings.
Oh, so it was it a KMFDM shirt?
No, it just says kill motherfucking Depeche Mode. That was the gag back in the 80s and 90s. That's what KMFDM stood for. I don't know why Judge Death is there. Apparently, he's a big fan of KMFDM. I enjoy Nile, Nick Stewart, and most of their earlier stuff. Oh, World War III is a really good one too.
I have never, I don't know if I've ever really truly listened to them, but I know that I've seen a lot of T-shirts. I have one actually of like Dredd or Death or like 2000 AD characters that are like that are not sanctioned by 2000 AD, that are just like weird random shirts. Like I have one that's a graffiti shirt and it's got Dredd all over it, but it's like not an official 2000 AD. It's just some weird, like people seem to like to take that and put them on bootleg shirts. I don't know.
My favorite is when they crossbreed Dredd and the Punisher, because nobody reads comic books or understands what the hell's going on.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of support for going over the UK, man. Just no financial support in the chat, by the way.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah. Hey, we got Dredd versus Death. Comic-Con has gone up for pre-order.
In Ireland, in the UK. Ours is already sold out. So get on. We're going to have to fight eBay for that. Did you pre-order the Lawmaster Joe set?
No, because I have a Lawmaster. I'm going to start with the dudes I don't have, but that doesn't count. I'm also going to get all 4 Dark Judges. But
so you're ordering 8 Judge Giants then.
I got to get a Giant and a Clegg, man. I need a Giant and a Clegg.
You need 2 Dredds though, so you can make a Kraken.
Oh my God. I need 2 Dredds so you can make a Kraken for me, because you would be better at it.
I can't paint. We've been over this.
You're the only guy I know who can draw anything but doesn't paint. I'm saying doesn't, not can't.
Like on canvas, yeah. That small? No, not at all.
Huh. I'm surprised you're not used to working with like tiny things. Huh.
Well, I mean, you did show me your tiny thing that one time, and I said, ugh, put it away.
Get out of here. Just, so we got Dexter on the cover this week in what looks to me to be a completely unrelated image to what happened in the story this week, other than some tentacles. I don't know.
No, it's pretty related. There's the moth, and then there's a horror host priest guy. Man, this one wrapped up really quick. Like it's like me on a Friday night, and I'm done. Okay, thanks. Hey.
And I got things to say about this when we get there. I got one thing to say about this when we get there. But before then, we will say the good-looking cover. Have you ever seen a 2080 cover that sucked? I've seen one in my whole time.
I've seen ones that I didn't like as much as others, but I do think that being 2080 being what it is, they never get artists that, aren't top-notch, no matter what. So
there was one cover way back that I remember being like, oh, man, I legitimately just taste-wise don't like it. And I'm not even going to say which one it was, because I don't want to. I'm not trying to talk shit on it.
And you can't remember. That's why you're not going to say which one.
I'll remember. I'll never forget. I will never forget. Lemmy had his own personal Judge Lemmy bootleg tee. Says Mac in the chat. I'm sure we could find that.
Acceptable. My favorite is the one where Joe's going, too many emo kids for no fucking reason.
That's a great. You know what, man? Some of those are too many Stom emo kids. That is still available for purchase on eBay, just not in my size, because really, really wanted to buy that. Yeah.
Dude, I had ordered a bootleg shirt off eBay. It was the red outline of Joe's helmet. Mm-hmm. And then below it, it said Dawn of the Dread, like in just like Dawn of the Dead movie poster. Yeah, and it got lost and never fucking showed up. I was so pissed.
The one that I've always wanted, and I had a local artist here. I commissioned this guy to draw it for me back in the day on a sketch cover, but I want an actual shirt, was Jughead in the Judge Dredd font.
Really?
Yeah. Why? Jughead, like with his little crown, kind of in silhouette, holding a burger, but in the Judge Dredd font. Yeah.
I want a Judge Fish shirt, man. That's what I want.
I know, man. Judge Fish is the fucking king. Let me say, to start us off here on the Honest Man number 3. Man, this is sad. This is harsh. This whole thing is fucking sad.
Yeah, and man, Asher's, this is not going to end well. He keeps digging himself into a hole. I don't know if it's vanity or just trying to recapture his normal life with one. And I understand the want to get your face put back together after it's been Titan fucked. But he knows everything he's doing. Like, he's rattling it off when he's talking to our douchebag, our dude bro judge, Mr. Douchebag here.
Yeah.
He's withholding information from a judge, lying, withholding information. And he's rattling off all the cube time. Man, he has to know there's no way this works out for him in any way that doesn't involve incubement or death.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting the sense that this is like his final mission. He's going to try and make sure this girl is safe or in a better place. He's bound by, it's not, we'd had some ideas that maybe it was the judge training, just don't leave. I think this is true regret, true remorse, and like, I got to figure something to do to make it right. And, the original idea is I got to prove that I'm a judge, which is what Kraken did. But this guy's beyond that. He's kind of woke to the fact that being a judge isn't the right thing. It's like, maybe I can just make this girl's life a little easier, whose fucking father I killed in the line of duty.
And I'm going to do that by going to her apartment and beating the ever-loving shit out of her boyfriend until he leaves.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't blame the dude. That kid was a fucking, 5-year stretch in the cubes waiting to happen.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty nonchalant about it. He just kind of hung out, waited for her to get back, sat in the chair, had a sad moment, and said, yeah, I knew your dad back in the day. Mm-hmm. With my fist. Yeah.
Man, it was, I don't know. I'm starting to feel very sad for this guy. And it's like almost like a tragic end to this character who we met in the last one. And it was like, oh man, where's the story going to go? Maybe we'll see him again later. And like, it's kind of a bummer, man. This whole scenario is kind of sad. And it's not going to end good. I know for a fact it's not going to end well for our guy, for Asher, but it's may also end really poorly for this girl who he's kind of like, let's say his plan goes through and he trades this little data chip to these guys. Then does this chick get thrown somewhere, in a cube somewhere for having mob money or fucking drug money or whatever?
Well, you remember what's on that drive, right? That he cut out of the courier.
Yeah.
It's the list of all the activities, the anti-syndicate activities that the Justice Department has been doing, and all the Wally Squad judges and informants. So not only, I don't know if Asher knows that's on the drive or not, but he's about to get a bunch of people murdered if he hands that over. Because
yeah, and it's the weight of his guilt versus, and maybe he blames the justice system. I mean. Sure, I'm sure being a judge, being sent to Titan, all that stuff probably enlightens you to the fact that the whole thing is fucked.
Well, and he seems to be in zero fucks given mode at this point.
Yeah. Man, the chat has a really, really hot take. In a plot twist, Asher will get busted and shipped back off to Titan.
I don't think you get a return trip to Titan. I think I'm willing to bet he's going to get shot.
Yeah. What happens? But he's paid his debt. Is our sentences cumulative, even though you have served your time when it comes to being a crooked judge?
Well, I mean, if you go out and commit another crime, no, I'm pretty sure you get sent back. But I think it was Mac that raised this point in the first chapter. Do disgraced former judges get sent to Titan, or do they get sent to Recyc?
Yeah. I want everything to be okay for this guy. I feel like he's been through enough.
So on page 5, middle panel of the guy the injured mobster, they're waking up so Joe can question him. If that's not a thrash metal album cover, I don't know what is.
Oh man, there's a Destruction album cover that looks so close to that. 100%, man. Yeah.
You gotta love Joe. Yeah, wake him up. I need to talk to him. It's gonna kill him. Yeah, I know. Wake him up.
Yeah. I'm on the case, man. Yeah.
The med judge helmets in this, I always thought the judge helmets were just completely incomprehensible for functionality. The med judges can't see shit in those helmets, and they need to be able to see shit so they can operate.
I know, man. It's so fucking cool. That's the thing about the judge uniform. In so many ways, it's like so incredible and it's so cool, and I never want it to change. But goddamn, I know I have a Dredd helmet. I have a couple. You can't see.
Can't see shit, Captain.
It just gets worse when you go to SJS. 100%. You can't see out of that shit.
But SJS fits. They're all about form over function.
Yeah. But man, it's I love how everybody just kind of does whatever they want with the med judges. These ones just have a badge that says med, which is like, that's got to get confusing. There are a lot of things in terms of the Justice Department uniforms that don't match up and are really fucking confusing, but I'm okay with it because they get the idea. 2080 has always understood that sometimes a cool fucking helmet is more important than something making sense.
Oh God, yeah, and I'm for it, but then the rational side of my brain's going, how is that med judge supposed to do anything close to resembling their med judge job with that bucket on their head that they can't see shit out of?
Yeah, unless your theory from way back is true and they have a heads-up display in there. They can't see shit.
I just see like they're walking into walls, trying to get around, trying to look cool while giving themselves concussions.
Yeah. Well, they're looking cool. That's for fucking sure. I don't think this thing's gonna end well for anybody. But whatever does here in 2080, right?
Yeah. Well, the Christmas one with Gnome and Mr. Grofaz and Chet ended well. Other than that, it's just a diarrhea spray of terror.
And speaking of diarrhea sprays of terror, oh no, wait, it's not next. Never mind. I will say, Mac just cleared our questions up. Street Judge helmets have inbuilt HUD, vid screen visors, helmet cams, everything.
Which means that judges are out on the beat watching OnlyFans and Pornhub on those fucking things.
Only fatties.
Oh, I'm sure that's out there, dude.
Yeah, 100%. How about Brink, man? Brink was awesome this week.
Man, Nolan's going to get himself killed. He's going to get himself perished.
He's dead.
The worst part of the whole chapter was when he asks the HabSec undercover agent, "It was you following me, right?" And they went, "No." So is it the Union following? Is it Vovac, or not Vovac, but Gentile? Is it all those lunatics that cut his uncle's weird friends to ribbons following him to cut him to ribbons?
Man, that was my favorite thing. Like this real super tense scene, and it was like something about this person that he's talking to felt very Twin Peaks to me.
Yes, I would wholeheartly agree. I was trying to identify gender and I just gave up.
I know. I feel like this is some Twin Peaks shit. Like intentionally, they're just trying to. I mean, the whole thing felt like that, right? Was it just me?
Oh no, I'm right there with you. That from when they bumped in, when the HabSec officer called out Nolan from the alley, to when they went to this cafe, it all felt very Twin Peaks.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like as I'm reading it, and it's like, okay, now they're in this cafe, and I don't know, even that, but I was like, is this some fucking Fox Mulder and Drag kind of Twin Peaks shit? I don't know. And
David Lynch, is that you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Everything is weird in Brink right now, and so I don't know what I'm looking at half the time. But yeah, man, our dude is walking into a very dangerous situation. I love how it always comes back to with Brink too, man. Like it's always like, ever since the first one that I read, and I don't know if that was the first one or not, but I think it was. But it's the idea that like there's always this little twinge of like, oh, could it be something weirdly supernatural? There's always that like little tiny element that is always quelled halfway through. Like, nope, it's not supernatural. It's actually something terrifying and terrible, but very real,
Well, in Brink's defense, it's always weird.
I've never maybe my favorite Brink story in terms of like content wise and the idea. Like I really, really like what's happening right now.
It's like watching Nolan balance on a chair while he puts himself in a noose.
And I like cult shit. It's very like it's very much. I can always go back to Eyes Wide Shut and that whole vibe. And I love that movie. I know people will say it has problems or whatever, but I'm a big fan of that movie. So it's got that intrigue and that weird, awkward sort of like, did I just witness an orgy where people died or just a normal orgy? I don't know.
Yes. And Bridget was named by name finally in this. So, yeah. and her partner's name, where was it? It's Brinkson, I think. Yeah, that's not ironic.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll see Bridget, man. I kind of miss her. She was we spent a lot of time with her last time.
I still think that she's gonna get involved. She's gonna have to get involved at least, and possibly die.
It's very possible. Yeah. I hope not, though. I'd kind of like to spend some more time with her and sort of like maybe after this story's finished, we go back to her a little bit. I don't know. I'm just assuming that Brink's going to continue on for a really long time because it's one of the best things going.
It's 2000 AD, so I automatically assume that nothing is going to end well.
Yeah. And yeah, for the most part, we can always assume that, except for in Hope, where we finally got our favorite lady back.
Yeah, and nothing ever good happens when she shows up.
Mm-mm.
We got a self-realization trip by Hope inside his own things as he was trying not to die.
Yeah. It was as we went here in this issue, and we went through, I was like, oh man, we're gonna get crazy gas mask Grim Reaper lady, where's she at? And I got to the end and I was like, oh man. And then finally in one of the little panels, like a couple right before the final page there, we see a glimpse, and then she makes a full-fledged appearance there at the end. And all the people that I love in this story are back again, which is Brink and the gas mask weird Grim Reaper lady. Yeah, needed her.
I really want to find out why she is the way she is. I don't know if that's been revealed already in a previous installment of Hope, but we've only read Under Fire. So, and now we're reading this one. So I look forward to finding revelations out about her, terrifying, and hopefully, although I doubt we get that that revelation anytime soon.
Yeah, it's either already happened or they're gonna tease it out for a little while, because it did seem like, at least when we read Under Fire, that she was kind of used as the like, boom, look at this cool shit. Yeah, I didn't know that was gonna happen, you know?
It's like when you open up the album jacket on the gatefold, like, oh shit, look at this.
Yeah. I like how too we've got just this whole like little monologue I thought was cool, where it goes on about like, oh, what is a movie but just a multi-million-dollar lie, and made for the entire world to believe, and all this. This is just kind of cool musings from our protagonist here. So yeah, Hope's cool, man. I think after reading Under Fire, I was wavering the whole time, and by the end, I was like, yeah, that was fucking good. It was a slow burn good, and now that I know who these characters are, or at least who Hope is, it makes it easier for me to like be patient and read and get to where we need to get.
It's amazing knowing who the hell who is, the difference that makes to a story.
It does make a huge difference, yeah.
Like Dexter. By process of elimination, we finally learned who Dexter was.
Yes.
Still don't really care, but here we are. This one wrapped up really quick. I was not expecting this.
I'll tell you what, I wasn't expecting it to wrap up really quick, but I totally fucking called it last week when I was like, oh yeah, it's cool now, but pretty soon fucking Sailor Moon Cyborg is going to come running in, and god damn it, she did this week.
Yeah, they had this awesome creature. It was like watching The Village, man, where this could have been so cool. And 15 minutes in, I look at my wife and go, this is the modern day, isn't it? Like, this is right when it came out. And I said, this is M. Night Shyamalan. It can't be just a cool period piece about monsters. It's some fucking modern day bullshit. Sure enough, there we are. We have a cool monster here.
What happened here?
Yeah, we got a cool monster, and there's peril and terror, and then the robot murders everybody. I mean, we both kind of called the fact that this little sect was probably a cult, because that's how this shit operates.
Yeah, man, and I'm sad because this monster's cool as fuck.
Yeah, man, talk about wasted potential.
Yeah, I want to go back to Thistlebone.
Oh.
And I want this monster to be in Thistlebone so that it can be a legit threat and not something that's taking place where the fucking computer program. I still don't fucking know, dude. I'm an idiot. Maybe it's possible. It's very highly likely, but we've been reading Sinister and Sinister Dexter for so long. And I still struggle to know who the fuck is who and what the fuck is going on. And this is fucking Dan Abnett. So it's definitely a me problem. It's not a him problem because Dan Abnett fucking rules. Dan Abnett has written some of the greatest shit in 2000 AD. He's written some of the greatest shit out there in the Warhammer universe. But I don't even know what the fuck is happening. I should know by now. It's got to be a me problem. It's not you, it's me, Dan Abnett. But this, I don't like it. I don't want any more of it. I'm done. I struggle to read it, but I do it because I know we're going to talk about it.
Like Droid Life.
Sometimes.
No, it's what we've lauded 2084, and like not preparing everybody with a preface before going in. They expect us all to dig back and find it. And I still respect that, but man, what a wasted villain. What a just wasted villain.
Dude,
this could have been a whole build up. This could have been awesome. And we've tried with Sinister or Dexter a lot. And it's one of those ones that does not land for us. And
at what point, it's Scooby-Doo at this point, because it's like, when I was a little kid, they got me every time. I would watch Scooby-Doo as a little kid and be like, holy shit, that deep sea diver ghost is awesome. Then at the end of this fucking show, let's see who you really are. Old as fuck man. And then, oh man, this fucking pumpkin headed thing is super cool. Let's see who you are. Old ass fucking man. In this, every single time, ooh, there's a fucking dude with a bag on his head in a creepy haunted house. I like this. Let's see who you really are. Doesn't matter. Cyborg Sailor Moon. Then in this, we're back in the fucking village. Cult horror. Fucking Black Phillip. Where's he at? Oh, let's see what's. Nope. Fucking Cyber Sailor Moon. I don't want it. I'm tired of Cyber Sailor Moon. I'm tired of the old man being revealed in Scooby-Doo. That's why I don't like this. And I'm disappointed every time that this exact same cyborg comes in and ruins my immersion. It's like when I was riding the King Kong ride at Universal Studios, and because I'm tall and decided to sit as close to the edge as possible because I wanted to get my Kong time, I fucked up, Johnny, because I looked over the edge and saw the bottom of the giant TV screen where everything was being projected. And from then on out, I was like, Kong's not real. He never was. I'm never going to get to meet him. Fuck my life. Immersion broken. That's all I got.
Well, you just had a whole moment there. I thought you were going to say you were on the Kong ride at Universal and they made you put your pants back on.
Hey.
Now, when you mentioned Thistlebone, man, I wanted to love that so much because folk horror is probably my favorite genre of horror.
Yeah.
Actually, I just rewatched Nosferatu this week because I love seeing myself on screen. It's very folk horror, it's old timey, and all that. And I wanted the big reveal from Thistlebone, and it's just people talking. And I was like, God damn it, I want to love this so much.
Yeah, and maybe it's building to something. Thistlebone, that is.
I hope so. And
I've lost all hope in Sinister Dexter to build to anything that makes sense to me. I've lost all.
Well, Hollywood had this problem in the early 1900s where when talkies came out and they were making horror movies, but here in America, they never wanted it to be occult and paranormal and uncanny. It was always the Scooby-Doo thing where it was just a guy in a costume.
Yeah.
And sometime after Frankenstein and Dracula came out in 1931, they finally went with it. Like, oh yeah, the monster's a monster. I hate that, it's just a guy in a costume bullshit. I hate it. Let the paranormal be in there.
Yeah. That's why movies exist. In real life, it's always just a guy in a costume. In real life, it's never anything paranormal because life sucks like that. It's always some bullshit. The Loch Ness monster is a fucking whale's penis. It
just sounds like you're casting aspersions on the Loch Ness monster.
we need we need it to be at least that in the real world, man. There's a movie I've probably picked out it on the show before, but it's a movie called Shrooms, and man, was I excited to see Shrooms. It looks so cool. It's about people that go out hunting for shrooms, and there's this cursed fucking shroom patch, and there's this evil fucking witch creature with an axe. And about 20 minutes in, when they were taking shrooms, I went, man, if they're just having a bad trip at the end of this, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, because the movie's called Shrooms. Don't make it so obvious. Guess what happened at the end? Bad trip.
Yep.
Yeah, bullshit. It's never cooler. It's never cooler when it's not real. It's never cooler when it's like,
yeah, just let it be the occult. Let it be otherworldly. My God, let's, side note. Jesus, side note. Holy shit, I'm dying. When I was a little kid and I'd watch Scooby-Doo, it always made me feel real dumb, because I thought I was supposed to be able to figure out who the villain was by the end of the show, because the only reference I had was like 321 Contact and the Electric Company and Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, where you're supposed to learn something. Yeah. So I would try that every time. At the end, I wouldn't be able to figure out who it was and how it was done. And I felt like a world-class idiot. I still get angry at Scooby-Doo for that.
Well, don't you think that Scooby and Shaggy are basically our guides through the thing, so we're all idiots together,
Idiots together. Strong. Yeah, idiots together strong.
Yeah. With the talking cow. Yeah, I think there was a talking cow in Shrooms, maybe. I don't remember. I just remember being disappointed. But yeah, man, the only place in cinematic fucking history where it is okay that the monster is not real is Return to Mayberry, where there's a con man trying to convince the town of Mayberry that there is a lake monster, and only Barney Fife is the only person that fucking buys into it is Barney Fife. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
The ghost and Mr. Chicken.
Yeah.
Man, I want to go on a folk horror bender this weekend, man. I love that shit. The Witch, one of my favorite movies. Yeah. Because it was all presented as real and factual. I loved it. And you never saw the ethereal but through glimpses, like when the witch is, she kidnaps the baby and you just see glimpses into her cave. And then you see the tall man in black come out and bid her sign her book. Yeah. And that's the shit I love, because it's real and it's there because it's only hinted at. And the fact that it's only hinted at makes it that much more unnerving.
Yeah. I'm going cult horror, man. It can't go wrong. My favorite, well, actually, maybe my favorite top 10 favorite horror movie in there somewhere. The fucking Blood on Satan's Claw, man. A great UK classic. I love that. Eyes of Fire.
I was just going to say Eyes of Fire.
Yeah, it's got some fucked up imagery. And then I don't know if you consider this folk horror, but I kind of do Night of the Demon, Curse of the Demon. Either version.
Yeah, I mean, that's demonic possession and stuff like that. That stuff's so much more entertaining for me and engrosses me so much more. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a good slasher, but otherworldly horror, man, that's where it's at for me. Like Nosferatu, Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, being an expressionistic movie. Have you ever seen Vampire by chance?
I don't think I have.
It's amazing. It's I believe it's German. I have it on my shelf over there. Criterion did a really good edition of it. But the director filmed at twilight and dusk to get because they couldn't film at night because they didn't have the capabilities at that point.
Yeah.
But he filmed at those specific times to get that really ethereal look where you can't tell what time of day it is, but things just kind of look a little off, and it really adds to it.
That was back in the day, man, when directors were doctors. They were masters, and they just do all kinds of crazy shit, like putting I'll never remember her name, the girl who was in Metropolis, that director, it was like, nope, there's only one person that can sit there on that chair in that complete full body mechanical costume, and it's this lady, and I forget her name, but it was like the directors were able to be super crazy back in the day, and it had some great results.
And all of them all, Fritz Lang was a hard ass, like impossible to deal with. But my God, Metropolis is an amazing film, especially not even just for its time. Even today, it's just looking at the scope of it, and the production, and the art direction. It's amazing.
Man, what's the company? Kino. Kino just did a real nice Metropolis. They found a fuck ton of Metropolis footage, and you get like basically a brand new movie, man. There was that much that they found because they thought they were missing like a reel or something, and they finally located it. So it's all back in there now.
It's always exciting to see them find one of the lost, like it's not lost, but like missing footage from these old films that are. Because Metropolis went through a bunch of I'm thinking of Phantom of the Opera. Phantom of the Opera went through a bunch of cuts to the point where no one's ever seen alive right now has ever seen the original cut. It's just been butchered, and all that nitrate film goes up in flames if you look at it cross-eyed. So, but yeah, welcome to the Cursed Earth Radio Silent Movie Podcast. Oh, this is great.
Is it? Are we getting a caller?
Long-time listener, first-time caller. How you doing? My wife's phone is ringing.
One more thing before we move on to our cult horror here. One day we'll find London After Midnight, because I think we've all been wanting to see that.
God, I keep holding on to the idea that somewhere in a vault in a forgotten collection exists a complete copy of London After Midnight.
Yeah, man, me too.
I just see it. Give it to Kino Classics, let them fix it, because they did a tremendous job with Nosferatu. I have their premiere Nosferatu edition where they took the remaining 4 original prints, cleaned them up, and went frame by frame and took the best example of each frame and pieced together a brand new master print.
I have the superior version, which is a Nosferatu that I bought at the Dollar Tree. It has typo negative, 2 typo negative songs on the soundtrack that just repeat over and over and over again.
I'm a huge typo negative fan, man. I remember when that came out in the late 90s, and I just went, oh God, no.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, we didn't even have the original score. Yeah. It was just fucking quiet. I would watch it, and I'd put Wagner on because it seemed to fit the best. No. But when Kino did it, they found the original score. It had the, I think it's the Prog Philharmonic re-record the entire thing from stem to stern.
Yeah, I prefer the silent version with Porno Grind playing in the background. My chosen band is Zuckus. The album is Tit Fucked by a Tauntaun. Also, just really goes like right. It's almost like the Pink Floyd and
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done extensive research into this.
I have, yes. The porno part, not the grind part. But yes.
God, I've never watched that one movie where you're naked in, because I just don't need that in my life.
Well, I'm not fully naked in that movie.
Yeah, it's enough, man. It's enough.
It's a butt.
I don't ever want to see it. No, don't need it.
I
love you like a brother. I never want to see you in any state of undress.
Well, no one ever said that you had to tell the truth here on Cursed Earth Radio, but let's try to do it for the next Fiends of the Eastern Front. Our final exciting. Hey, this was a good way to end it here. But you know what? Last week when the guy jumped out and said, "I bear the mark of Cain," I was like, I wonder who this guy is. It's fucking Cain.
It's the big red machine.
I don't get it. I don't know. I guess Cain would bear the mark of Cain, but it just seems strange to, I don't know.
His altered beast transformation is the shittiest altered beast I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
He's a fat bipedal hairy alligator with bat wings.
He turned into something from Disney's Fantasia at the end of this.
So you've played Altered Beast, right?
Oh yeah. Wise from your grave.
So there's some dumb band that wrote a song about that. There's a werebear in that game, and it is the dumbest fucking. I hate it. I always hate turning into the werebear, but I have to begrudgingly. It reminded me of this thing that Cain turns into. I'm like, oh, that's so stupid. Why? And we're getting another call. Why the hairy bipedal bat-winged crocodile? Or alligator.
Is it some sort of Egyptian thing? I know they had some fucking. I read, H.P. Lovecraft's Harry Houdini Under the Pyramids, and I'm pretty sure there's like a giant bipedal crocodile Egyptian god thing in that. And I was like, is that what this is? Because other than being pretty cool and snappy with that snout, it's kind of a dorky looking transformation.
It's squat and hairy. I mean, was it Amet, the Eater of Souls?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, it was. I think, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's
that might be that. I mean, that's the Egyptian shit that I think they were talking about in
Moon Knight. Oh, yeah, well, I was gonna say Moon Knight as well, but it looks like when he transforms, I just expect him to go, yeah, and everybody's like, what the fuck is that? He goes, it's pretty badass, huh? No, it's not.
What was cool was the transformation scene where you see the snout coming out of this like malformed mouth and all his teeth are dropping out. That was cool, but yeah, as soon as it's very much like I got bare hands. I'm gonna kill you with my bare hands.
Get off my podcast.
I mean, but can you not hear him saying that? Because he's got bare dick, bare hands, crocodile snout,
and wings
that could not possibly carry him.
By any laws of aerodynamics, could it lift that ponderous bulk and have it slip the bounds of gravity?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Good point in the chat too. Cold War, the whole Cold War subplot, as Mac points out, is just kind of gone now. Yeah, we're good. It
was a cool title. Yeah. It has nothing to do with what's going on now.
And if the fucking crocodile is going to kill you with his bare hands isn't enough, there's like is this dog the dude that we saw that shit ghosted out of his body last time?
Yes, I'm assuming, because that's the only example of that we've been shown in this story.
Yeah,
I think she was a lady ghost.
I wish he would have. The dog, when it came up, would have said, "How's it going?"
Oh, stop it! Fucking do it. Are you sure you don't have a kid? Because you're making some dad jokes tonight.
Never know. So I guess we're gonna see where the fuck this goes, man. I mean, this is fun and it's zany and weird, and I'm not complaining because they're taking all these cool things from like mythology and folklore and just smashing them together. I do have to say, I'm kind of bummed out that it wasn't Rasputin, and they're Max pointing that out with that too, where it's like, Baba Yaga's your villain. Nope, it's actually Rasputin. No, just kidding. Now it's fucking Kane. Who's next?
It's like it's being booked by committee. Like, never mind. I wanted to be this week.
This is like a WWE storyline, man.
It is. It's like it's not working for me, brother. Like Hogan's back there stroking his Fu Manchu, and they're changing it on the fly.
Next week, they're just going to be like, "Oh yeah, Fiends of the Eastern Front. Good luck in your future endeavors." You're just written off the fucking show now, and it'll show up over in fucking DC Comics next week with a better gimmick, and there you go.
Man, it's because I bought that the collected edition of the original chapters of Fiends of the Eastern Front, and it's all like about World War II, and they're fighting the war as vampires. These new chapters take a pretty hard turn. Because what the last one we read, we got the backstory of Castanta, and now it's the 60s. I like the evolution, but they're getting further and further removed from the point of origin. Yeah, you remember when we first started reading this, it was like, the old man sitting down and they were learning the tale, and I was like, oh man, I'm excited to see all the journeys that these guys go on. Nope, none of that shit. Nope, flashback time. We're gone. Just bouncing all over it.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem with it because it's entertaining, and no problem enjoying this one this week. Actually, other than the Sinister Dexter thing that always comes up for us, I had absolutely no problem enjoying everything. Sinister Dexter's always in the number 5 spot, and this week it was kind of what you would expect. Dredd was 1, Brink was 2. Oh man, and then maybe we got a tie. Maybe we got a tie after that. I don't know.
Well, I'm wondering what's going to replace Dexter next week.
Yeah. Anything.
We know the Alps due back.
Yeah.
Dead World. I would like some closure on that story at some point.
The thing is, most people who read 2000 AD, probably people in the chat right now, know exactly what's coming next week because it's probably already been stated. But
we're terrible at this.
We're so far removed. We have no idea what the fuck's going on at any time.
I don't know if you've noticed, but we don't update our Instagram ever because we just forget it's there. We don't read posts unless somebody sends them to us. We're terrible at internet, but we're pretty good at flapping our mouths on the podcast.
We're great at that. Yeah.
Other places. What?
So that's all I've got to say about this week's Prog. What else do you got this week?
Cleopatra Records reissued Danzig 6 on vinyl, so that means I'm 2 reissues away from having an authentic copy of everything in the discography. So I'm excited about that.
Okay. Mark Henry's son next week, Chris in the chat says. But we're not going to call him Mark Henry's son, goddammit. We're not going to call him anything Henry. His name's going to be Crusher Smashman.
Crusher Smashman. That's my favorite gimmick ever.
People unfamiliar with Vince McMahon have no idea what the fuck we're talking about.
Such good shit.
Yeah.
We learned the word football teacher last week, and that was fun. I can't believe George forgot what coach was. He's a football teacher. He's a football teacher.
Very, very non-athletic friend who proved it by claiming that he was a football teacher last week. Yeah. That's about as absurd as us claiming to be a podcast, Johnny.
Yeah, we're just hanging on by our fingernails, but you need to get on those pre-orders, man. You don't want to miss out on the Dredd pre-orders. We've already missed the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive that is going to be way too much on eBay.
I guess I could just pretend that they're like most Dredd things, and I just can't get them over here. If I do miss out, I'll just be like, oh yeah, it's like everything else. I just can't get it.
Oddly enough, Big Bad Toy Store took my 2008 coupon, so that was weird.
Don't say that. You're going to disappoint so many people that try to go put that fucking useless thing in there.
I wish it was an actual coupon so we could have framed it for posterity. For this does nothing.
Yes,
that coupon was the equivalent of thoughts and prayers.
Yeah,
fucking horseshit.
The old 2080 thoughts and prayers coupon.
Coupon. Ever changing. Every time you try to order something, what's not on that now? No.
Yeah, it's exactly like the villain in Fiends of the Eastern Front. It's like, oh, you can get 50% off of a shirt. Nah, just kidding, man. Get something else though. Okay, 50% off of how about this Prog holder? No, not anything, but not that. It's fucking Meatloaf. Anything is 50% off, but I won't do that. Sorry. Now at this point, it's like the only thing you can get for 50% off is one specific issue digitally of fucking Survival Geeks, and I don't want it.
I was gonna say the compendium of Dave Enos Magic Soccer Shoes.
Yeah. The last thing I ever, what's the Richard the Viking or whatever the fuck, the thing I was making fun of. That's probably awesome, but I'm just gonna do me and make fun of it. Yeah.
I'd use that coupon on like fucking the Spider or the Claw.
Yeah, man. Actually, absolutely. I'll tell you what, man. Now, if Hiya Toys wants to really get into it, let's get a fucking Spider with gun nipples and the Claw, man. God, you mentioned the Claw. I need it, dude. I love it.
They're gonna see how poorly these Dredd figures sell, and then never do anything else.
Yeah,
I've seen this movie before. Literally, I've seen this. I know how
this
goes.
Lives for a long time.
That's why I pre-ordered. Get it now before they realize it's just 5 of us buying this shit.
Yeah, man, you're right. As soon as I get the fuck off of here, I'm going in, taking the plunge.
Well, go in because it is time. It's time for Wiener.